In Studio B right now, BYU basketball head coach Dave Rose, fresh off an epic speaking performance at the BYU basketball banquet. Coach, you stole the show. Welcome back to Studio B.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. I think our seniors were kind of the stars of the night. It was a good night. Those banquets are always a little bit emotional, especially when you have a group of guys that were so involved in the success of your season and the success of their careers. I mean, it was awesome to hear, Ty and Sky and Josh and Anson, and then Matt Freeman, our esteemed manager, who's been with us forever, as he's moving on. So there'll be a lot of new faces next year.
You're trying to replace Mark Pope and Cody Feger right now. What kind of attributes are you looking for, especially in Mark Pope's assistant coach position?
Well, I think the most important thing is I've been here at BYU for 18 years, and I understand that there's a lot of qualified applicants and a lot of people who would like to come and work with these guys. And I think right now it's really appealing because of the future of the next 3 or 4 years. It looks really good as far as our roster is concerned. I think the most important thing here is to get someone who fits BYU and fits just our culture and what we like to do, and then experience is really key. Experience in all different areas. Our staff is really diverse, and we could go through and kind of align all kinds of assignments with any of the guys and make it work. But the chemistry of our staff is key in these hires, and we're going to miss these two guys. They were awesome, and Cody's getting a chance to be on the floor and move up in his career, and obviously Mark with a chance to have his own show, and it'll be fun to be able to have it so close and be able to kind of watch and monitor and see how he does.
Are you still on pace to replace his position by the end of the month?
Well, I'm on pace to replace it like a couple weeks ago. Okay, but there's a procedure, and as we go through that, hopefully that it can be, as close to the first of the month as possible. I would anticipate now that we may even go a little bit further, maybe a week or two into May. But we're excited to get guys here and get them started and get going.
Procedures at BYU? What? Next year without Tyler Haws, and then you insert Kyle Davis, you hope Jamal Yates is healthy and all that. How does the dynamic of the offense specifically change next year?
Well, the dynamics will be different because Ty has been so consistent for us for so many years. And it'll be similar to when Lee Kamard left, and how's that going to happen? Because Lee was a huge piece in that thing, and then Noah Hartsock, and his deal when Jimmer left. That's the beauty of this job, is that you get a chance to kind of change and work through and play through different guys. We're really excited about our kids coming off missions. I think that Nick Emery and Braden Shaw and Jacob Hartsock, Corey Calvert, those are all guys that can come in with real offensive abilities, and we'll see how they fit. But the returning guys, Jake Toulson is a guy that we didn't see a lot of on the floor this year, but is a really talented offensive player. Kyle Davis can score. I think you're going to see Jamal and his abilities. So it'll be, the most important thing is the chemistry and how you put it all together, and that'll be kind of our challenge here in the next 4 or 5 months. And the biggest challenge right now will to put the roster together and see who are the guys that are in, who are the guys that maybe can see something different for themselves. We'll figure all that out here in the next month or so.
So are you facing a situation like this year in terms of another expanded roster? I think there were 18 guys on the roster at one point.
Yeah, that happened, basically, not by design, okay? But with Kyle's injury and his uncertainty, we kept a couple guys that maybe in the past, we would have been pretty sure about the minutes and how it was going to work, and that became really unpredictable. And then late in the summer, when we had some mission decision changes, and didn't want to lose those guys. Those guys are terrific players, and they were slotted in for a couple of years down the road, but we're able to get them in on this year's roster. And so I would anticipate that the roster would be a lot shorter this year, but we'll see. You never know.
You want your players to get better in the offseason. How does a coach get better in the offseason?
Well, I think that's a really good question. I think that's one of the things that we do as a staff. I really believe that every day you kind of come in that office and you're motivated by, you know, how you get better players. So that's a recruiting issue, and you're always out there. And then how you can get your players better, and that's a development issue. And then how you can get yourself in a better position to be more prepared to coach your team. And that's, you know, all self-development. What you do watching film, what you do with your own players, reviewing things from last season, and then trying to, you know, there's a lot of interaction with your staff, and trying to find what parts of this assignment are best for each person with this group of guys. And there'll be a lot of that this summer, especially with some new additions.
And you consult with your wife, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Now, how much will your summer schedule be affected by the renovations that are coming to the Marriott Center?
Well, the actual production, the work won't be affected at all. The guys will still have the time, and it just will be in a different location. The Marriott Center has been, it is and will continue to be, which is one of the beautiful things about this annex situation, is that Marriott Center floor is still our primary floor, and we'll get moved out but sometimes when you get, you know, a practice facility, that becomes your primary facility, and then, you know, your venue of where you play, you know, it's really hard to get in. But you know, they've kind of put this together so it's a two-court facility, one in the practice facility, one in the Marriott Center, and we'll just do a lot in the Richards Building, a lot in the field house. Scheduling will be really key. So our new D-Ops guy that comes in, it'll be really important to get him on board as quick as possible.
Coach, great to have you. Make sure you have your wristband when you head over to the Richards.
One more summer of the wristband.
That's exactly right.
Thanks for coming in Studio B, Coach.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys.